Then we have Manvantara avatar, meaning that since this is created and destroyed perpetually, somebody has to start again. So that's Manu. That's why we're called human. We're human because we're following Manu. Manu, actually called Noah in the Christian, is the one that after everything, has collapsed, after the big flood, then he's again starting giving new rules. So this happens 14 times every day of Brahma. So this is Manvantara avatar. Then there's another avatar called Lila avatar. Lila avatar is when Krishna comes and does whatever he wants, just playing. He likes to play this, he likes to play that. Actually, divine in Sanskrit means playful. If you translate Deva, means playful. So he's playing. He doesn't have to go to the job and mark, and get his dues, pay his bills.
He has to bring the cows out to
Yeah, but he does out of love, just playing. Because he could do also just by thinking. But why he does things himself? Because he likes to play. Even he likes to fight. So that's why demons come to this world, so he can fight and have a little fun fighting. And then there's other type of incarnation called Shakti Aveshavatar. So when he doesn't come in person, he gives power to someone to do what he wants. Like Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is Shakti Aveshavatar. He's sent. The avatar means that descends. They are not, raised and born here and became good. They're ever perfect. They just are sent here. Then we saw that even Prabhupada is considered Shakti Aveshavatar because even for Shakti Aveshavatar there's prediction in the scripture. For Jesus Christ there's prediction in Bhavishya Purana explaining his birth. That's why the how you call these three kings that came with gifts?
The wise men.
The wise men. Melchior, Gaspar, and Balthasar. And it's acknowledged that one came from India, other came from Persia, another came from Arabia. So they knew beforehand, and they were guided by the stars. It's not that the star is like, like the traffic light, please come this way, GPS. No, star means that people that knows astrology can understand time by looking at the stars. They can know what age is this, they can tell the time even just looking at the stars. Also sailors know what's north, what's south, just looking to the sky. So one that knows that, so they knew he was coming. So this Shakti Aveshavatar, then they do a mission. And they are given power by the Lord himself. So
Who else is Shakti Avesh Avatar? What other Shakti Avesh avatars are there?
Muhammad, Plato, and like the big reformers.
Is that Moses?
We would like to see that. We're not very much acquainted with specific things, but there are books about that. Actually, I'm going to bring some books when I come from California, and we'll get other books because this is important information. So we'll be completing the library and having a good reference on all this. So this is So important this. And there is the last, the sixth is called,
And what was the fifth?
the fifth is Shaktivesh.
That was the fourth. Vishnu, Manvantara, Leela, Shaktivesh, that's four.
Yuga,
You didn't say that.
Yuga. For every age, he comes and gives the example. What's the process to be followed in every age?
That's the fifth.
Yeah, with that we have five. And then you have the sixth is Guna. Guna means the modes of nature. So there is the incarnation for the mode of goodness, is Vishnu himself. For the mode of passion, that's Brahma. And for the mode of darkness is Shiva. So these three are
And who
Guna.
are the Yuga avatars?
Yuga avatar, one for Satya Yuga. Who is that? Who came in Satya Yuga? And they come in four colors. Each one has different color. The one that came in Satya Yuga was white. And he had several names, but one of them was Paramatma. That was incarnation of the Lord, explaining meditation. So meditation was the process in Satya Yuga. In Satya Yuga, there is no writing. People have so powerful memory that they don't need to write down anything. And even they don't need books, and they don't need detailed explanations of everything. They just recite Om. That's everything they do. Reciting Om, all the knowledge is awakened in the heart.
Nice study.
But of course not as easy as today. People say, oh, Om, Om. No, it takes 1/10 of their life, that's 100,000 years, just to pronounce it properly. So people say just Om, Om here and there, but to pronounce properly, even in this age, takes 10 years. If you really want to invoke that. But that's why we chant Hare Krishna, because it's more or less the same than Om. But Hare Krishna is so merciful. You can even say Hare Krishna or Krishna or something like that. That's accepted because Chaitanya is so merciful. So that's Satya Yuga. Then in Dwapara Yuga, you have blackish, Krishna himself. In Treta Yuga, it's reddish or green. Then you have Yagya. He's called Yagya and teaches the process of.
What do you mean reddish or green? Ram is greenish, but who's reddish?
Reddish is called Yagya. He came as Yagya.
But he wasn't red.
No, Yagya.
Oh, Yag was a person?
Yeah, a person.
But Ram was in Treta.
In this particular age, but Rama comes only once every 1,000 Treta Yugas. He doesn't always come. Also, Krishna comes once in every 1,000 cycles. Chaitanya also comes only every 1,000 cycles of ages.
So what do they do in all those other cycles when they don't have?
Oh, they're different
Yuga
universes.
avatar.
They're in different universes.
No, I don't mean what do they do? What do the people in this universe do without a Yuga, without an avatar?
Oh, there's a Yuga avatar. So Yagya is telling them to do things. And then there's a dark incarnation that teaches worship in Dwapara Yuga. But because Krishna was recent, is so prominent, we just study Krishna.
And who else is the dark incarnation?
Oh, there are so many.
Yeah.
Names are given in the Bhagavad. And then there's one that
So they're
sometimes,
incarnations of God, like Krishna?
yes, but not the Supreme. Krishna himself only comes once every 1,000 cycles.
Wow, you're really lucky.
Of course, we're so lucky, unbelievable. We should be waiting at least 5 million years for the next coming of Krishna. So be patient. That's a lot of time. But then this is the thing. And in Kali Yuga, usually only comes Kalki avatar. Kalki avatar comes at the end of Kali Yuga, because in Kali Yuga there is actually Krishna or the Supreme is called Tri Yuga avatar. So in this fourth age, he doesn't come to teach anything. He comes at the end just to kill. People are so degraded, he has to kill them. There's no explanation.
But is there not going to be a Kalki avatar?
This time will not happen, because Chaitanya came. When Chaitanya comes, he delivers everyone. So there's nothing to do at the end of Kali Yuga. Everybody's delivered, so no worries. But in other Kali Yugas, everything just gets worse. There's no chanting of Hare Krishna. It's horrible. But in this age, we have chanting of Hare Krishna, so it's so perfect. And we have Chaitanya. So that's Danya Kali. Danya Kali means one Kali Yuga every 1,000 Kali Yugas. This is it. Danya Kali is so blessed. Actually, in the Bhagavatam, King Nimi wanted to know the future. So the 11th canto is about the future. 11th canto of the Bhagavatam. And I see you don't have it.
I have.
11th canto you have?
Oh, no, I guess we read it online. We read it, but
Oh, no, I'll bring it.
we read it online.
I'll get it. 11th canto is
Well, I
very
don't have it
good.
because we didn't want to change books.
Oh, but we have Bhaktisiddhanta 11th canto.
Really? In English?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, and 12th canto.
No, but I have,
But anyway, we'll check. So, what's going on? In the 11th canto, King Nimi wants to know the future. So he approaches one of the sons of Rishabhadev. We've just read that the 8th incarnation is King Rishabhadev. Rishabhadev had 100 sons. 9 of those were sages, called the 9 Yogendras, and the rest were kings. From those 9, there is one that was able to explain the future. So King Nimi asks about the future. And so he starts telling what will come in the future. And he's explaining this Kali Yuga. And then he says that, these famous verses, Kaler Dosha Niderajan Asthiyek Manguna Kirtana Deva Krishna Syamukta Sanna Paramrajat. That this Kali Yuga is like ocean of faults. Shyam Sundari lives in Cape Cod. That's the easternmost part of the United States. That's why it's a cape. So she lives at the H. Then next thing you can see in the east is Europe. In the east is Europe. But what is told about this is it's an ocean. Everywhere there is a fault. Even big personalities have faults in this age of Kali. But wherever you see it, there is something that's wrong. It was good, bad, this. But there is only one thing good in this age of Kali, and he says the kirtan of the name of Krishna. Kirtan of the Krishnas. That will give you liberation and will make you achieve the highest perfection. So wonderful. And then, of course, he explained this Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Badrutaha, how people will be, unfortunate, will be lazy, will be crazy, all these things are explained. But then he says that the ones that are really intelligent, they worship this Kali Yuga. Kalim Savajayanti Aryaguna Gyasarabhagina Yatra Sankirtana Naiva Sarvaswat Vilavita. Because in this age, in this particular Kali Yuga, you can attain all the perfections of these great sages that were doing austerities for 100,000 years in this short lifetime. You can get the benefit of going to all the pilgrimage places. Not only Jerusalem, you go to, Mecca, you go to Vrindavan, Mayapur, all that kind of perfections of visiting holy places, you get this result. You get the result of doing all the religious practices of all the religions. How is it possible? The process, again, given by Mahaprabhu, chanting Hare Krishna. So, it says that the best of the Aryan worship Kali Yuga, this Kali Yuga. Because you get all that so easily. Unbelievable. So, who is the person that wouldn't come to this Kali Yuga? So all demigods are, Prabhupada said, they are making line to come and take birth as sons of devotees or daughters of devotees. They're like, please, have a place for me. So that's happening. So everybody is making line to come to be part of this movement. Big personalities in the universe. Of course, here we're trying to expand into, we ourselves, we're picked from the streets. But this is the mercy of these great souls, that come, they go in the streets to pick us up. So we're collected. But the ones that carry on this movement came from the spiritual sky. Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati, the guru of Prabhupada, he was chanting how many rounds every day? 196 rounds every day.
Oh my God.
If they tell you chant 196 rounds, he did that for 11 years.
Wow.
And he didn't want to come out of that trance. Actually, he got a visit from Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu visited him. But no, come out from that, you have to expand. All the Panchatattva came to him. Chaitanya, Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivas, telling this. And they talk. It's written. I also bring that.
Yeah.
And then he says, what can I do alone? He said, I'm going to send the people to help. That's why prominent disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta are actually sent by the Panchatattva. And one of them is Prabhupada.
Mm-hmm.
And to go opening the field, like the pioneering in the world. But Bhaktisiddhanta pioneered in India himself. But then for overseas, and that was something that yesterday was not clarified. When Prabhupada was brought to Bhaktisiddhanta by a friend, that he pressed him so much, his friend Narendra, said, no, let's go see him. I said, I'm tired, I've seen so many of those. I've seen Kripalu, all these rascals, so I want one more. And then they came to Bhaktisiddhanta, he was hesitating, just came and paid obeisances. So after paying obeisances, he standed, he didn't say a word. And Bhaktisiddhanta started talking, and because you're educated, they didn't talk, they didn't know each other. You have to preach in English. How Bhaktisiddhanta knew that he knew English? He never talked to him before. So all this, just as he was sitting, just came in.
Wow.
So this is also a sign of this divine order. You gotta do. And also that Bhaktisiddhanta said that to other of his disciples. Some said, okay, let me go support, because Bhaktisiddhanta sent some head. They came to Europe before, Bhakti Pradip Tirtha, Bhakti Saranga, Thakur, Bhakti Hridaya Bom, they came to the West. But they were not able to transform this thing. They got some results. Even today there's a center in London, created by one disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta, lady disciple. And two devotees came from Germany. One was the sannyas, Sadananda, originally from Germany, disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta. That's why this German devotee in the farm, they gave that name also, Sadananda. Sadananda was one of disciples. Also I have the book for that story. And then, so all these people were getting together to do things, unbelievable things. So there is so much power, but this power is because it's Mahaprabhu giving this. He's doing that. We're just, being attendants, assisting some part of the play. But all this is the will of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this Kali Yuga is just wonderful.
I wonder why Srila Prabhupada took so long to come to the West.
Because this is the Leela, even Vyasadeva, while he wrote Bhagavatam after writing hundreds of thousands of books. We're not talking about 18 books. Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Even today, there's the Catalogum Catalogorum listing all the Vedic scriptures. Up to date, they have like about 250,000 listed.
Oh my God.
And at Princeton University.
Really?
Yeah, before was Oxford. When the British came to India, they saw so many books they couldn't believe.
250,000 books?
Yes.
Wow.
One for this, one for that, this tantra, this. Of course, not all are this big, but some are just sutras, like Isopanishad, just 11 verses. But it's for us it's a book. But then, you have all this. It's a world of knowledge, and then, in his maturity, we studied that last night. He's told by Narada Muni, you didn't talk enough about it. So even Vyasadeva has to go to everything like that to come to Bhagavad. Now Prabhupada has to go all that thing to come to the point of absolute surrender. Come, no help from nobody. Start alone. New York City, New York, $7. And then walking in the streets in the winter, coming from a very hot country. So it's unbelievable. And also, our Gurudev Bhakti Pramod said, this is, first the serve, then desire. These things don't happen when you begin your life. You have to go through the whole thing until you're ready to surrender, do things wholeheartedly.
But he was a Shakti avatar.
Yeah, but even Muhammad, even Jesus, he had to be even, expelled from the temple in Jagannath Puri. They kicked him out. So all these experiences one learned.
Why did they kick him out?
Buddha was, he had to go through so much things before coming to enlightenment.
Yeah, but he was Christian to begin with.
Right. But even Krishna has to be kicked sometimes to give example that you don't get things easily. You have to go through certain process. And actually that makes the different religions. You know, this process, will you do that process? Will you do this, will you do that? So you follow different examples. Those are called Mahajans. Mahajan is somebody that's given the example. So you actually follow a path. You follow a path. You can follow the path of, you know, Jesus Christ. You can follow the path of Muhammad. You can follow the path of this or that, Zoroaster. So different ways to do things. But then you just ask, what? Why?
Why Prabhupada had to go through all that
Yes.
before he came around.
Yeah, you have to see, you know, strong determination, because also Krishna doesn't give easy. He doesn't want to give himself easy. So you have to go through things. You know, Yashodama, you go out. This is something doesn't come. So
Jay.
Jai Ho, Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Prabhupada, Patita Pulana ki Jai, Shri Gurudev ki Jai, Shri Guru Parampara ki Jai. Go. Okay, folks.
Well, you guys get ready. I have to take a nap.
Good.